Welcome to Elder Zen. Hit subscribe for simple health tips made just for seniors. Stay tuned. Your next great day starts here. Have you ever wondered how much power you really have over your own health, especially when you're living with a chronic illness? Maybe your days are shaped by medications, doctor visits, or routines that you never planned for. Sometimes it feels as if your condition is running the show and all you can do is follow along, hoping for the best. But what if I told you that, even with a long-term illness, you have more control over your future and your risk of life-threatening complications like pulmonary embolism than you might think? Today, we're going to explore how managing chronic conditions is not just about making life easier day to day, but about actively lowering your risk for something as serious as a pulmonary embolism, or PEI. If you've ever heard that term in a doctor's office, you know it's nothing to ignore. But knowledge is the first step to confidence. And confidence is the key to living not just longer, but better. Let's take this journey together, unpacking practical steps, sharing real-life encouragement, and finding out how small changes can make a huge difference. Whether you live with heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, or even arthritis, this is for you and for everyone who loves you. First, let's talk about why chronic illnesses can make you more vulnerable to pulmonary embolism. When you're dealing with health issues like heart disease, diabetes, or chronic lung problems, your body is already working harder than most. These conditions often slow down your circulation, thicken your blood, or leave you less active, creating the perfect environment for blood clots to form. If a clot travels to your lungs, it can cause a PEI, cutting off oxygen to vital organs and triggering a true emergency. But here's the good news. Research shows that people who actively manage their chronic illnesses are far less likely to face severe complications. So, what does active management look like in real life? It's about creating routines that put you, not your diagnosis, in the driver's seat. Start by working closely with your healthcare team. Don't be afraid to ask questions, share changes in your symptoms, or discuss new risks as they arise. Your doctors, nurses, and even pharmacists are partners in this journey. Now, let's talk about movement. You've probably heard it before, but it bears repeating. Staying active is one of the most powerful tools you have for preventing blood clots. Even if you struggle with pain, fatigue, or limited mobility, gentle activities like stretching, chair yoga, or short walks around the house can get your blood moving. If you find yourself sitting for long stretches, set a timer to remind you to move every hour, even if it's just flexing your ankles or standing up for a minute or two. Hydration is another simple, yet often forgotten, secret. Many medications for chronic illness, especially diuretics for heart or kidney disease, can leave you dehydrated without you realizing it. Dehydration thickens your blood, making clots more likely. Try to sip water throughout the day and ask your doctor how much fluid is right for you, especially if you have heart or kidney concerns. Diet also matters. Eating a balanced, colorful diet supports every part of your health. Focus on fiber-rich foods, plenty of fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. If you're on blood thinners, make sure to talk to your doctor about foods, especially leafy greens that might interact with your medications. Your doctor or dietitian can help you design a menu that protects your heart, keeps your blood flowing, and boosts your energy. Of course, medication management is key. Take all medicines as prescribed and keep an up-to-date list to share with every healthcare provider you see. Never stop or change a medication without talking to your doctor, especially blood thinners or heart medicines. And always report new symptoms like swelling, unusual pain, or sudden shortness of breath right away. Mental health is just as important. Chronic illness can take a toll on your mood and confidence, which sometimes makes it harder to keep up with. Self-care. If you feel discouraged or isolated, reach out to support groups, friends, or professionals who understand what you're going through. Remember, Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Finally, don't overlook preventive checkups. Regular appointments help catch problems before they escalate. And if you ever need surgery or a hospital stay, make sure your team knows all about your chronic conditions and current medicines. They can take steps to protect you from clots during recovery. In the end, managing chronic illness is not just about following orders. It's about creating a partnership with your body and your healthcare team. Every small step, every walk, every glass of water, every conversation moves you closer to safety, confidence, and a future filled with more. Good days, take charge, stay curious, and remember, your health journey is unique, but you never have to walk it alone. As we continue exploring the path to lowering pulmonary embolism risk while living with chronic illness, let's turn our focus to the habits that quietly shape our health over time. Sometimes, the most powerful actions don't look dramatic or heroic often. They're the gentle routines you practice each and every day. First, think about the rhythm of your mornings. Do you start your day with a few deep breaths, a gentle stretch, or perhaps a small walk around your living space? Even before breakfast, setting an intention for movement can shift your mindset and prepare your circulation for the hours ahead. For many, it's as simple as doing a few ankle rolls in bed or taking 5 slow, intentional steps before reaching for the morning paper. And as your day unfolds, the opportunities for small health-promoting choices are everywhere. For example, let's talk about the power of posture. If you find yourself sitting, whether at the kitchen table, in a favorite armchair, or even while reading to your grandchildren, remind yourself to sit tall and flex your feet now and then. Little motions help keep blood flowing freely and stop it from pooling in your legs. Try setting a gentle alarm or place a sticky note nearby as a reminder to move, even if only for a moment. Beyond movement, let's not forget the magic of staying hydrated. So often, we overlook thirst signals, mistaking them for hunger or simply ignoring them as we get busy. But every sip of water you take helps your blood remain smooth and your organs well nourished. If you dislike plain water, herbal teas, diluted juices, or a few slices of lemon can add variety. If you're caring for someone older, offering drinks regularly, even before they ask, can be an act of love. As we make our way through each meal, pause to notice the colors on your plate. Are you including vegetables, lean proteins, a touch of healthy fat, and perhaps some whole grains? Each of these choices supports not just your general health, but specifically your blood vessels, heart, and immune system. And remember, eating slowly and mindfully not only helps digestion, but gives you time to enjoy the company and conversation around the table. Let's also shine a light on sleep. The value of a good night's rest cannot be overstated. Restorative sleep allows your body to repair, reduces inflammation, and boosts your resilience to stress. Create an evening ritual that soothes your mind. Maybe a warm bath, a chapter from a beloved book, or a few minutes of gentle breathing exercises. Keep your bedroom dark, quiet, and a bit cool, for the best rest. Connection is yet another pillar of wellness. Whether you live alone or with others, reaching out to friends, joining a community group, or simply having a regular chat with a neighbor can lift your spirits and protect your health. Studies show that people who feel connected and supported are more likely to stick to their health routines and report better outcomes, even with chronic illnesses. But what about days when motivation is low or setbacks make you want to give up? On those days, it helps to remember that progress is never a straight line. Celebrate each small victory, a few extra steps, a balanced meal, a completed doctor's visit. If you slip, forgive yourself and simply begin again. Consistency over time, not perfection, is what truly changes your risk. And, importantly, listen to your body's subtle messages. If you notice swelling, new pain, unusual fatigue, or anything that just feels off, don't wait to bring it up at your next appointment. Trusting your instincts and sharing concerns early can be life-saving. Finally, invite your family and caregivers into your wellness routines. Teach your grandchildren about healthy snacks. Ask a friend to join you for walks, or have your partner help track medications and appointments. By making your health a shared project, you strengthen both your body and your relationships. In short, building a daily life that supports chronic illness management and reduces pay risk isn't about grand gestures. It's about weaving healthful practices into your ordinary moments, turning self-care into second nature. Every gentle habit is a gift to yourself, a shield against the unexpected, and a way to cherish the life you've built. So as you move forward, take pride in every small step, because together they add up to a safer, brighter, and more joyful future. Now that we've explored the power of everyday habits, let's take a closer look at another crucial ally on your journey: your healthcare team. For many seniors managing chronic illness, the relationship you have with your doctor is so much more than routine checkups or prescription renewals. It's an ongoing partnership, a steady line of support, and, at times, a lifeline in moments of uncertainty. To start, consider how you approach your medical appointments. Instead of feeling anxious or rushed, what if you viewed each visit as an opportunity to invest in your future well-being? Before you even leave home, jot down any new symptoms, questions, or worries, no matter how small they may seem. Leg swelling, unusual fatigue, shortness of breath, or chest discomfort, these could all be important clues your doctor needs to know. Once you're sitting across from your provider, remember, you are not just a passive recipient of care. You are a key player. Don't hesitate to speak up, ask for clarification, or even request that instructions be written down if you find them hard to remember. If you've noticed changes in how your body feels, or if you're unsure about any new medication, bring it up early and openly. And speaking of medications, make it a habit to bring an updated list of all prescriptions, supplements, and even over-the-counter remedies you use. This small step can help your doctor spot possible interactions that might increase your risk of blood clots or other complications. If you ever experience side effects like unexplained bruising, dizziness, or swelling, don't brush them off. Let your healthcare team know right away. Building a trusting relationship with your provider also means sharing your fears and hopes. Maybe you're nervous about traveling, or perhaps you want to be more active but don't know where to start. Maybe you simply need reassurance that you're on the right track. The more honestly you communicate, the more personalized and effective your care will be. It's equally important to stay engaged between appointments, if your doctor recommends. A test like a leg ultrasound, blood work, or a heart check, ask why it's needed and how the results will guide your treatment. Don't be afraid to follow up on test results if you haven't heard back. Your peace of mind matters. Another powerful strategy is to bring a loved one with you to appointments. A family member or friend can take notes, remember instructions, and serve as a second set of eyes and ears, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed. Plus, having someone who understands your goals and challenges helps build a circle of accountability and encouragement. If you ever feel unsure about a diagnosis or treatment, remember that a second opinion is not just your right, it's sometimes the wisest path. Good doctors welcome collaboration and are happy to help you explore all your options, especially when it comes to preventing complications like pulmonary embolism. And let's not forget that education doesn't stop at the doctor's office. Many hospitals, clinics, and community centers offer classes or workshops on living with chronic illness, staying active, or managing medications. Joining a group can offer fresh perspectives and remind you that you're not alone in your journey. Above all, try to approach every health conversation with curiosity, not fear. The world of medicine is always evolving, and new treatments or guidelines may arise that are even better suited to your needs. Staying informed and asking good questions can transform your healthcare experience from a chore into a genuine source of empowerment. In the end, remember this: your healthcare team is on your side. By treating each appointment as a two-way conversation, advocating for yourself, and reaching out when you need extra help, you turn each encounter into another building block for a safer, healthier, and more independent life. The real magic happens when you and your doctor work together, side by side, to turn knowledge into action, one appointment, one question, and one breakthrough at a time. As we keep building on the importance of partnership with your doctor, it's just as vital to shine a spotlight on the small steps you can take at home, tiny changes that over time add up to powerful protection against pulmonary embolism and other complications of chronic illness. Sometimes the road to better health isn't about dramatic overhauls or impossible routines. Instead, it's the gentle, almost invisible adjustments woven into your daily life that create real and lasting change. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked heroes of health: movement. For those managing chronic conditions, the idea of exercise can feel daunting, especially if pain, stiffness, or fatigue is part of your day-to-day reality. But here's a reassuring truth: movement doesn't have to be strenuous or time-consuming to be effective. Even the smallest effort counts. Set a timer on your phone or clock and try to stand up, stretch, or walk around every hour. Gentle leg lifts in your chair, flexing your ankles, or circling your feet can make a remarkable difference in keeping your blood flowing. Over time, you'll notice not only lighter legs and improved energy, but also greater confidence in your body's resilience. Next, let's talk about hydration, a habit so simple, yet often forgotten. Our bodies are made mostly of water, and every cell, every blood vessel relies on being well hydrated to function smoothly. As we age, our sense of thirst tends to dull, so waiting until you feel thirsty may already mean you're behind. Try keeping a favorite glass or bottle within reach, refilling it throughout the day, and sipping often. If you find plain water unappealing, flavor it with a slice of lemon, cucumber, or a splash of herbal tea. Not only does staying hydrated help prevent blood from becoming thick and sticky, which makes clots more likely, it also boosts your energy, your mood, and even your memory. Of course, daily habits don't stop there. Think about your meals as another form of self-care, an act of love for your body and your future. Incorporate more whole grains, leafy greens, berries, and fish rich in omega-3 South into your diet, and reduce salty processed foods that make swelling and clotting more likely. If you're taking medications, especially blood thinners or medicines that interact with vitamin K, work closely with your doctor or a dietitian to find the right balance. Small swaps, like switching white bread for whole grain, or adding a handful of berries to breakfast, are easy, delicious, and heart-healthy. While movement and food are essential, rest is equally important. Quality sleep is the body's natural repair shop, helping lower inflammation and support healing. Try to stick to a regular bedtime, make your room dark and quiet, and wind down with relaxing rituals, gentle stretching, calming music, or a warm bath. If you struggle with insomnia, let your doctor know. There may be solutions that improve your sleep without increasing health risks. Beyond physical routines, never underestimate the power of emotional connection. Chronic illness and the threat of complications like pulmonary embolism can feel isolating. But you don't have to go it alone. Share your concerns with trusted friends. Join a support group online or in person, or talk openly with family about your journey. Sometimes, just knowing someone is cheering you on is enough to inspire a new, healthy habit. And finally, remember to celebrate your progress. Every time you choose water over soda, get up and stretch, or take a few extra steps around the house, you're building a shield of protection, not just for yourself, but for the people who love and rely on you. Don't let setbacks steal your momentum. If you miss a day or find yourself slipping into old habits, forgive yourself and start fresh tomorrow. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. So as we wrap up this segment, hold tight to the knowledge that big changes are really the sum of small, repeated actions. Whether you're managing diabetes, heart disease, or another chronic illness, you are far from powerless. With every intentional choice, you reclaim control, reduce your risk, and set the stage for a future filled with more comfort, more confidence, and more joyful living. Let's keep going step by step, day by day, building a life where peace of mind and good health walk hand in hand. Now, as we journey further into the realities of managing chronic illness and lowering your risk of pulmonary embolism, let's take a moment to talk honestly about something that's often left out of health advice: setbacks. The truth is, no matter how committed we are to our routines, there will be days when motivation slips away, when pain or fatigue slows us down, or when life's surprises knock us off course. But here's what's most important to remember: setbacks are not failures. They're just pauses, reminders to breathe, regroup, and try again. So how do we keep moving forward, especially when things feel overwhelming? First, let's reframe what success looks like. Too often, we imagine healthy living as a straight line, every day perfect, every habit flawlessly followed. In reality, the healthiest lives are full of small zigzags. There are days when you feel energized and proud, and others when the best you can do is stand up, stretch, and drink a glass of water. That's okay. Progress is not about perfection, but about consistency and kindness to yourself along the way. One of the most powerful motivators is remembering your why. Maybe it's wanting to play with your grandchildren, enjoy an afternoon walk, or simply feel a little stronger each day. Hold on to that vision. Write it down. Keep it somewhere, you'll see it, and let it guide you on days when your resolve is tested. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. Share your goals with a friend, spouse, or family member. Their encouragement and accountability can make even the toughest days a little lighter. But motivation isn't just about mindset. It's also about making things easier for yourself. Lay out your walking shoes the night before. Fill your water. Bottle and keep it close by. Prep healthy snacks in advance so you're not tempted by less healthy choices. Even the smallest bit of preparation can help you stick with new habits, especially during those low-energy moments. Let's not forget about celebrating every win, no matter how small it might seem. Did you take a few extra steps today? Drink more water than yesterday? Skip a salty snack? That's worth a pat on the back. These are the building blocks of resilience and health. With every positive choice, you send yourself a powerful message. I am worth the effort, and I am in control of my future. It's also helpful to have a plan for getting back on track when life interrupts your routine. Maybe illness, travel, or family responsibilities force you to pause, rather than feeling guilty or discouraged. Start with just one small action, like a gentle stretch or a healthy meal. Momentum builds quickly, and soon you'll find your energy and confidence returning for those days when your body or mind feel especially heavy. Remember the importance of self-compassion. Aging and chronic illness can bring challenges no one expects or prepares for. Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself rest. Ask for help when needed. And remember that you are doing something courageous, choosing to care for yourself in ways both big and small. Sometimes finding new motivation comes from community. Maybe it's a neighbor who joins you for a walk, a support group that shares recipes, or even an online forum where you celebrate milestones together. Don't be afraid to reach out or ask questions. So many people are walking this path beside you, even if you don't see them every day. And as you keep building your healthy routine, keep an open mind about what works for you. Some people find joy in gardening, others in dancing, swimming, or gentle yoga. Explore what feels good and fits into your life. Your path doesn't have to look like anyone else's. As we draw this segment to a close, let me remind you, every journey has bumps. But what matters is not how many times you stumble, it's how many times you choose to stand up, dust yourself off, and take the next step. Every effort you make to manage your chronic illness and lower your pay risk is a gift to yourself and those who care about you. So keep going, keep hoping, and trust that, one day at a time, you are shaping a healthier, happier future. Let's keep moving forward together, because every day, every choice, every breath truly matters. Let's take our conversation a step further. Because managing chronic illness and lowering your risk of pulmonary embolism isn't just about what you do at home. It's also about building a strong, ongoing partnership with your healthcare team. This partnership can become one of your greatest assets, empowering you to catch problems early, make the best choices, and feel supported every step of the way. But what does a true partnership with your healthcare providers actually look like? For many people, especially as we get older, it's easy to feel like healthcare is something that happens to us, not with us. Maybe you've sat in a waiting room, a little nervous, not sure which questions to ask, or felt rushed during a short appointment, wishing you'd brought up something that was weighing on your mind. These moments are all too common, but they don't have to define your experience. A lifelong partnership starts with open communication. Don't hesitate to speak up about your concerns, changes you've noticed in your body, or questions about medications and side effects. Remember, no issue is too small if it matters to you. Maybe you're unsure whether a new pain is just arthritis or something more serious. Or perhaps you've been feeling more tired lately. Let your provider know. They're there to listen, guide, and work alongside you, not just to hand out prescriptions. 2. Make the most of your appointments. Consider writing down your questions and concerns ahead of time. Bring a list of your medications, even over-the-counter ones, and mention any supplements or herbal remedies you take. If you sometimes forget details, bring a friend or family member for support or to help remember what was discussed. You might even use a notebook or your phone to jot down your doctor's recommendations, so you can review them later at home. It's also a good idea to ask your healthcare team about your personal risk factors for blood clots and pulmonary embolism. Be proactive. Given my medical history and current medications, what's my risk for pay? Are there any new treatments or lifestyle changes I should consider? Don't be afraid to request screenings or ask for clarification. Sometimes a single question can change the course of your care. And if you ever feel unsure about a diagnosis or plan, seeking a second opinion is not only your right, it's smart. Self-advocacy. Medicine is complex, and having more than one perspective can bring peace of mind and greater understanding. Trust that your voice matters. After all, you are the expert on your own life. Now, let's touch on the value of follow-up care. Many people focus on the big events, a surgery, a hospital stay, but regular follow-ups are the backbone of prevention. Schedule and attend those routine checkups, lab tests, or specialist visits. These appointments aren't just for when you feel sick. Therefore, catching problems early and keeping your health on track. If you've been prescribed new medications or therapies, make sure to discuss how you're tolerating them and whether adjustments are needed. Building trust with your healthcare team is a two-way street. Be honest about how you're really doing, physically, mentally, and emotionally. If you've been struggling with loneliness, anxiety, or fear about your condition, share that as well. Emotional well-being is as important as physical health, especially when you're living with a chronic illness. A caring provider will respect your courage in speaking up and help connect you to resources like counseling, support groups, or rehabilitation programs. Let's not forget technology as a helpful ally in this partnership. Many clinics now offer online portals, telemedicine, and digital tools to help track your appointments, test results, and health goals. If you're comfortable, take advantage of these resources. They can make staying organized and informed much easier. Finally, Celebrate the small victories together. Maybe your blood pressure has improved, your walking distance has increased, or you've managed your medications more consistently. Sharing your progress with your provider creates a sense of teamwork and encouragement, reminding you both that every positive change, no matter how minor it seems, is a win. In closing, remember that you are not a passive recipient of care. You are an active, vital partner in your own health journey. By fostering strong, trusting relationships with your healthcare team, you gain confidence, knowledge, and a true sense of agency over your well-being. And as you continue making choices that support your health, know that you are not walking this road alone. Let's carry this spirit of partnership forward, supporting each other with wisdom, kindness, and the shared goal of living each day with greater comfort and peace of mind. As we continue this journey of understanding how to manage chronic illness and lower the risk of pulmonary embolism, it's vital to remember that true, lasting change doesn't usually come from grand, sweeping gestures. Instead, it's often the gentle, consistent shifts in daily habits that add up over time, little by little, step by step, shaping a future where health and vitality are within reach for everyone, no matter their age. So let's talk about the practical side of prevention. The kind of changes you can make today without feeling overwhelmed or discouraged. Sometimes, just getting started is the hardest part. Maybe you feel like the list of things you should do keeps growing. Eat better, move more, manage stress, take your medicine, keep up with appointments. It's easy to feel like you're falling behind, or that healthy living is a finish line you'll never quite reach. But here's a secret: you don't have to do it all at once. Every positive choice, no matter how small, moves you closer to a healthier, more resilient version of yourself. Let's begin with movement. You might have heard the phrase, "motion is lotion" for the joints, but it's also true for your veins and arteries. Whether you're stretching at the kitchen counter, taking a walk around the block, or simply wiggling your toes and ankles during your favorite TV show, every little bit helps keep blood flowing and prevents those dangerous clots from forming. If you haven't been active for a while, don't worry. Start small and celebrate every milestone. Maybe today it's just a stroll to the mailbox or a few gentle leg lifts while sitting. Over time, these efforts build strength and confidence, and you might be surprised by how much more energy you have for the things you love, whether it's gardening, playing with grandchildren, or meeting friends for coffee. Let's move on to what's on your plate. Nutrition is often called the foundation of good health for a reason. Simple changes like swapping out salty snacks for fresh fruit, choosing whole grains over white bread, or adding a handful of leafy greens to your lunch can make a real difference, not just for your heart and blood vessels, but for your energy, mood, and overall well-being. And remember, you don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Try one change at a time. Maybe pick one new recipe each week, or invite a family member to cook a healthy meal together. This way, eating well feels more like an adventure than a chore. Hydration is another easy win. Keeping a water bottle handy or sipping herbal tea throughout the day keeps your blood from getting too thick and sticky, a simple but powerful defense against clots. If you struggle to remember, set gentle reminders or pair water breaks with regular activities, like after brushing your teeth or before each meal, beyond movement and meals. Don't underestimate the power of restful sleep and stress management. Poor sleep and chronic stress can throw your body's systems out of balance, making it harder to heal and easier for illness to sneak in. Create simple, calming routines, maybe a few deep breaths before bed, reading a favorite book, or listening to soothing music. And if you find your worries piling up, reach out. Sometimes just talking with a friend, joining a support group, or even writing in a journal can bring more peace than you expect. It's also important to recognize and celebrate your progress. Too often, we only notice what we haven't done, not the dozens of small victories we rack up each week. Did you remember your medication every day? Did you choose a healthier snack? Did you get outside for a few minutes of fresh air? These moments matter, and by acknowledging them, you build motivation to keep going. For those living with chronic conditions, some days will be harder than others. On those days, be gentle with yourself. It's okay to ask for help, to take breaks, or to simply do your best. Progress isn't always a straight line, but every effort counts. Finally, share your journey. When you talk about the changes you're making, no matter how small, you inspire others to do the same. Maybe your neighbor decides to join you for a walk, or a friend tries your new salad recipe. Together, these ripples of healthy choices create a wave of well-being that benefits whole families and communities. In the end, embracing lifestyle changes isn't about perfection. It's about building a life filled with more energy, freedom, and moments of joy. By starting with one small step today, you're investing in a future that's not just longer, but richer and more vibrant. So, what gentle change will you try next? The path to better health is yours to shape, one choice at a time. As we come to the end of this conversation, I invite you to pause and reflect, not just on the facts and tips we've explored, but on what truly matters most: your life, your health, and the precious moments that fill your days. Living with a chronic illness or helping a loved one navigate that journey is never just about doctor's visits or medications. It's about finding your strength, building hope, and reclaiming a sense of purpose no matter what challenges you face. So let's take a gentle breath together and look forward with intention. Maybe you started this video feeling a bit overwhelmed by words like pulmonary embolism or the long list of things you should be doing. But remember, every journey begins with a single intentional step. And you've already taken that step by seeking out information, by opening your mind to new possibilities, and by deciding that your health is worth fighting for. Now, imagine your future self weeks, months, or even years from now looking back on this moment. What small shift could you make today that would make that future self proud? Perhaps it's scheduling a checkup you've been putting off, or starting a daily walk around your neighborhood. Maybe it's reaching out to an old friend for support, or taking time to enjoy a meal made with love and care. These choices, though they may seem small, are truly the building blocks of lasting well-being. As you move forward, know that setbacks are a natural part of the journey. There will be days when your body feels tired, or when worries about your condition creep in. On those days, offer yourself the same kindness you would offer to a dear friend. Remind yourself that progress isn't about perfection, but about persistence, patience, and self-compassion. Let's not forget the power of community in this process. You are not alone. Millions of others are walking this road, facing similar fears and celebrating similar victories. When you share your story, your struggles, and your successes, you become a beacon of hope for others who might feel isolated or discouraged. Whether you choose to join a support group, participate in a local wellness class, or simply chat with neighbors at the park, every connection helps weave a safety net of understanding and encouragement. It's also important to keep learning. The science of health is always evolving, and staying curious, asking your doctor's questions, reading new articles, or tuning into programs like this one ensures you remain an empowered partner in your own care. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. If something doesn't feel right, speak up. If you don't understand a treatment, ask for clarification. Your voice matters at every appointment, in every conversation, and finally, let's take a moment to celebrate you. You've made the effort to educate yourself, to face fears, and to seek out new ways to protect and uplift your health. That is no small thing. Too often, we focus on what we can't do, instead of honoring the resilience and courage we show each day. So, take pride in every positive choice, every question asked, every step walked, even on the tough days. To wrap up, let's remember, chronic illness may shape part of your story, but it does not define who you are or what your future can be. With each mindful breath, with every act of self-care, you're writing a new chapter, one filled with more strength, more joy, and more moments that matter. Keep believing in the power of small changes. Keep reaching for support when you need it. And above all, keep holding on to hope, because hope is the heart's most powerful medicine. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this video has touched you, inspired you, or helped you feel less alone, I encourage you to share it with someone you care about. Like, comment, and subscribe for more conversations grounded in empathy, wisdom, and real-life experience. Remember, together, we can face the future with more confidence, more compassion, and more courage. So until next time, take good care of yourself and each other. Your best days are still ahead. Let's walk toward them, one gentle step at a time.